Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tuber. Welcome back. This is your second DC Stargirl episode review. Still feels a little weird to say that. We're just beginning this journey, this amazing, I gotta really work on my grammar. Anywho, welcome back, if you're returning for your second review. It's been a long week, a little bit, fluctuating. So anyway, I haven't made this update yet in the channel update yet, but I will, when I post next week. So, our Stargirl reviews will now be posting each and every Friday, so we're moving the time slot. I thought eternally that, well, since I didn't, this show deserves me at my full vocal performance, that doing it during the weekday would make me compromise on certain things. So literally this is probably the fastest one, at least for a while. It'll be produced, it'll be recorded, and then edited, and then uploaded on the same day. So that'll be fun to do. Hopefully this will be out quickly today when I'm uploading this, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Like, I really don't know. It's really hot here in New York, and it's kind of slowing me down a little bit. Anywho, enough about that. So we're back this week with the second episode. Honestly, it just continues the same trajectory as the last one, where we're like, again, after you get through the first episode, like the second episode, like the thing with superhero shows is that the first episode is somehow usually the episode where we get to see the superhero, no matter what, in costume and everything, especially against the DCTV shows, most of the time. So it was kind of weird different that this one did not do that. Instead, we did get to see, we didn't see Stargirl suit up in the first time last week, because I feel like it was, they were trying to probably break the trope of like, let's just rush everything, because this isn't your traditional show where it's like on the other shows, like they're pilots, their first episode, so they gotta cram that into the first episode no matter what. Knowing that Stargirl is being crafted as like this, like a legacy show, as well as knowing that that they're gonna get the guaranteed episode order, that they're able to go from episode 1 straight into episode 2. It's a better benefit so that they can like do something a little bit different that most TV shows don't do for the superhero genre, which immediately that off the bat I give the show way more respect about. And again, given how they're not stuffing in every single aspect about this character just yet, we're slowly weaving towards that. This episode kind of took a little bit of a break from like all the mythology, all the world building stuff the last episode did, which I know was the first episode, so we needed to have that world building element. But when it came down to this one, this was definitely speaking, just the, what was it? It was, I forgot. It was just like, these are mostly focusing on the characters and how they react to the events of the last episode, how they move past that. And we'll probably get back to the more world building stuff, I think, by next week. I'm pretty sure, given how things are shaping up. But overall, this episode was a perfect follow-up, second episode to the last one. I feel like it definitely like cut things to the chase, and you know, well, let's get down to it. Let's go for the butchered recap together, and let's figure out what this episode was about. So we cut back to where the last episode left off. Courtney is in shock that Pat, her stepdad, is in a robot suit that looks something like Iron Giant, but not really. I'll give the CG, like, I think I mentioned this last week about how certain aspects about this show is like, this is way more advanced than TV, but it's not quite movie level yet. It's not. So I give them credit for that. Like, this feels like something that an average TV show would not be able to accomplish on its TV budget. But this is not anywhere what you would, but if you put this in a movie, people would complain. So it's kind of in that weird middle ground, which I respect. So, and it does definitely stand out better than the other CW DC shows on the air. So, with that being said, so Pat tells her, get in, you gotta go. Courtney's like, fuck off. Like, she's still not trusting of the man, even though she promised her mom, like, I'll give him another chance. But anyway, given the circumstances that Courtney just got her ass whooped by this old veteran villain, she decides to hop on the robot, and then they shimmy out back to the auto body shop. Where there, Courtney is still trying to reel in from the events of that night. Pat's trying to be the responsible parent, trying to take care of her injury, trying to figure out what happened. Even Courtney's like very vague description of the guy. Pat remembers that this is Brainwave, one of the leaders of the Injustice Society of America, one of the people who killed the original Justice Society, and you know, Courtney's asking the obvious questions and she's kind of repeating some stuff in the first episode, like, oh, I'm Starman's daughter, so I have to fight this guy, I have to avenge him. Of course, I think Pat mentions here as well that it wasn't Brainwave that killed Starman, it was another member, but still doesn't matter that this guy is a threat. He's here, and he's also so. Of course, obviously, Courtney wants more backstory. She wants to know more information about this Brainwave and the Injustice Society and the original Justice Society. So, Courtney suggests, like, let's hunt them down. Let's go track them down. But Pat brings them back all the way back to their house, back to the basement, where he explains to her, okay, so here's, like, the very shortened version. So, after the attack on the mansion, only one member of the Justice Society survived, and a member called Our Man. After he was the only sole survivor, he went off to go track down the Injustice Society, trying to figure out where are they going, what's their next move, trying to figure out where they are now so he can maybe get some revenge on them. Well, revenge is not a superhero term, but I'm just saying it because that's the quickest way I could say it. However, his trail went cold, and then also I think he and his wife died some time ago. So Pat, we returned to Blue Valley to try and pick up his Our Man's work. Being given, and he was given all the assets, every single piece of evidence and information he had in the Injustice Society. That's also the community where Pat met Courtney's mom. That's how they fell in love and such like that. So, with that, but however, Pat was unable to find any member of the Injustice Society, and he said that he thought that Blue Valley was safe. So when Courtney's mom got the offer to like move out here, he had to make sure that there was no villains around here, otherwise he would not risk the life of his wife, his son, and his stepdaughter of anything. Obviously, of course, he's playing the responsible dad here, but clearly they're wrong that Brainwave is still out there. So, in response, Pat decides to start tinkering around more with his robot, trying to invent the Flying Fist. And it's kind of like a silly montage of like he keeps failing and stuff. I don't know why. It seems like this is all in the same day or the same weekend. I don't know how time works because like I don't know how long. Like I don't know how fast he is as a builder, but like this cannot take place in one weekend, and you cannot expect me that Courtney's mom just did not know that Courtney had this injury mark. I don't know if this is, I don't know anyway. And plus it was the next school day already, so I'm pretty sure it took place the entire weekend. I'm gonna have to make a guess. So from then, I believe we get to... Yeah, so anyway, eventually, Pat does not get this robot to function well. However, he has to maintain his dad status. He makes pancakes for everyone. Courtney's trying to hide her injuries from Brainwave from her mom. They both had... Ironically, Pat has injuries as well, so they both said, oh, it's the basement stairs. No wrong with that. So anyway, Courtney's mom's off to her job. Courtney's just not having it. She's just a little bit down about everything. She heads down to the basement and finds Starman's suit and decides to take it with her. Indicated that she might be doing something wrong with the suit. I think we go from there to Pat. Pat's in the garage, or he's just walking around. And he decides, you know, well, why do I... Maybe he's realizing that because of the very hulking nature of the robot. I think he decides that, you know what, I'm going to try and work out. He goes to Crusher's gym, the guy from the last episode. And Crusher's like, oh, sorry guys, I'm yawning. I know that's unprofessional, I'm just tired. Crusher's like really energized, like, yes, a new body of meat to mold. So he puts Pat through the ringer, and that was just so hilarious. Kind of reminds me when my friend, when I went out to his house for vacation, he kind of put me through the ringer as well, and that was not... Oh man, that was not pleasant at all. But anyway, meanwhile, back at the school, Courtney heads into the home ec class where she decides to alternate Starman's costume into her own costume, making it smaller, making it more tighter to fit her. Which I gotta give Courtney skill. She knows how to sew, despite the fabric on the suit being very, very, very durable. She knows how to sew, as well as how the hell did she guesstimate her measurement? It's not like obviously, I'm pretty sure she probably knew her measurements off the top of her head, but still, I highly doubt that she's able to guesstimate. Oh, if I cut this specific amount of fabric off the suit, it would be enough to, make this fit to me perfectly. But she does, breaking all of the sewing machines in the process. So she gets the suit accustomed to her without anyone else knowing. I believe we cut to lunchtime where we see Courtney still being stared at, still being the new girl. Obviously, her mark is not really attracting much unneeded attention. She heads to the losers table again. Sans the guy from the last episode. He's not on the table, so it's only the two girls there. And this is how not even pathetic, but kind of like not the best move I would make if I was in high school. So one of the girls, I think her name was Beth, I believe. She's having lunch with her mom and her dad, and it's like, okay, I'm all down for family time, but come on, you're supposed to be in school, you're supposed to be socializing with your friends, not with your parents. I gotta be a dick like that, I'm sorry. And the parents are like, immediately, I can tell by their tone, like, they do not want to be there. They want to have a nice, simple lunch, you know, alone, maybe with their peers, not with their daughter, because, like, they got enough of their daughter already. But anyway, they see Courtney sitting fairly close next to her. I know Courtney's supposed to be a nice girl and everything, but if she's still not, like, 100% friendly with this other girl, why is she sitting so close? Like, she can move her chair just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. You know what I mean? And then she said, oh, what about her? Why don't you just talk to Courtney? Like, talk to your friend. And then they all conveniently use that as an excuse to, like, hang up. Meanwhile, they also mentioned there's this open house that night that they're going to be attending. And ironically, Brainwave... Oh, yeah, I skipped the scene. Now I remember. There was a scene with Brainwave and his son about the events of last night or the other night. So there was some sort of time difference. And... yeah, so Brainwave works his human alias is as a doctor at this hospital. So he hears this open house thing, because another thing I forgot to mention was that he found Courtney's high school ID in the attack, but it's so burned that he can't figure out the face. He got the hair color, but he can't find the name or the face. So he uses the open house as an excuse to, like, oh, I can find this girl here, maybe. So I think we cut to that night where we see Courtney, I'm so sorry. We see Courtney, her mom, Pat, and every other recurring character we've already seen up to this point there. And, you know, obviously everyone has some ulterior agendas. Courtney's trying to look for Brainwave, maybe, and Brainwave's looking for Courtney, and, you know, there was a funny moment where Pat was trying to eat a freaking cookie, and that's like the biggest pile of cookies I've ever seen, and I highly doubt they were all homemade. I highly doubt it. And the Crusher comes in and is like, yo, man, what are you doing? You can't be eating this stuff. It's like, oh my god, it's gonna be a run. Why does everyone hate Pat? Everyone hates him, except his wife for some reason. Anyway, where did I go? Eventually Courtney and Brainwave do find each other. They confront each other. Brainwave gives her like an ultimatum, like, you give me the cosmic staff or I'm going to kill your mother. And, you know, Courtney, without any choice, she goes to Pat, she admits what happened, that she met Brainwave and all that such. So I think they head back to the house, where Pat's immediately like, hey, listen, if I don't come back in the morning, you know, get your mom, get your brother, and get the hell out of Blue Valley. Get the hell out of here. Indicating that he might, you know, he's going to go fight Brainwave. He's going to try and take him down by himself with the robot. So Pat heads off to go fight him. Courtney has a moment with her mom, and she realizes that she still needs to help Pat. So she does this. Also, I should say that Pat gets his ass whooped by Brainwave. Like, oh my god, this was not a good battle for Pat. Like, Pat cannot win anything. Pat cannot be a solo hero. He can't get a spinoff. But anyway, Pat gets his ass kicked by Brainwave. Courtney puts on the newly fixed Starman suit, i.e. the Stargirl suit now, and she heads off to go help Pat. She does pretty well in her beginning fight with Brainwave, but however, Brainwave does get the advantage of her with his abilities. He pins her down. He's about to start torturing Courtney with some kinetic activity or something. However, Pat manages to blind Wave enough for Courtney to pick up her staff again, and I think she like puts the staff right up to his forehead, and she just, like, I don't know, overloads his mind or something, where he causes like some, he faints, he's defeated, and thankfully, you know, Courtney and Pat are safe. Brainwave is taken to the hospital where his son is waiting for him, and yeah, so turns out he's stuck in a coma, and the only person who was even smart enough to bring him back was Brainwave himself. So obviously his son is just looking like in disappointment, considering the fact of everything that happened. This has not been his week. Back at the auto shop, Courtney is reflecting on the defeat of Brainwave, but she's more confident than ever that, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to find the rest of the Injustice Society. I need to take them down. I need to avenge the Justice Society and my dad. And she can only do it if she had Pat's help. Pat's not down with it because he's still blaming himself for the death of Starman. However, Courtney manages to convince him, like, you're my sidekick now, and I need you with me. Otherwise, I can't do this alone. So Pat decides to say screw it, I'm in, and Stargirl rebrands him as Stripe. And she even makes like a really cool acronym about him. It's like, wow, if that came out on the top of your mind, I'm really impressed by that. Our stinger, which you can see behind me, is that we get this mysterious car driving to the place Courtney Mom's works at, which apparently is it's related to the tire shop in town, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who this guy is, but some guy, he walks to this secret compartment bookcase, which I don't know why. What is it with rich people and hiding their stuff behind a bookcase? Why is that? But he goes for the bookcase. He heads downstairs. He greets this very deranged monster. He heads down further. He meets this other guy. And they're talking about the recent events, that Brainwave was defeated, that that Starman's successor has come, and that this guy also happens to be Icicle, the man who killed Starman. And now he's setting his sights on Courtney next. And that's where we leave off this episode. Again, solid episode. I think this was a proper follow-up to last week. I had no complaints about this. They're playing it slow, which again is a good thing, because they're not. Well, again, even if they had the 22 episode order, I still felt like, this. God damn my yawning. This is the most appropriate pace that this show can go to. We're not trying to like harken down and like we're gonna get on our Justice Society, because I don't know why they released these new character posters where it clearly has the kids from the loser tables as the new Justice Society. So thankfully they're not trying to like push that on us yet. They could have. So we're getting slow increments of these other characters slowly. But this was mostly a Courtney and Pat episode in Brainwave 2. I don't think this is the last we see a Brainwave. I think he will be back. When, I don't really know. Could be sooner than later. I do give Pat the benefit of the doubt. Like, even being given so much BS by everyone, he's still not, harking down. Like, he still is a hero. And Courtney stepping up to be this new, like, the real successor to Starman was a pretty badass moment, to say the least. And yeah, so this kind of did feel like a two-parter of a pilot, which I did enjoy. Can't wait to see where things go from here. As now we're off to the races. We have established our world. Now we're going to be able to like expand this world. Where will we go next? I don't know. Hopefully something good. I can't wait. So 2 thumbs up in my book, and yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. So if you were unaware, this was What's on the Tube by ActionX. If you want to see more of What's on the Tube from us, we do also, overall besides this, it's kind of weird to say, we haven't started our next shows yet, so we're kind of in between. We usually did Rookie and Katie Clean reviews throughout the week, but those have ended, so we're just wrapping it up right now with our predictions and such for next season and our overall reviews on the current seasons. We will have new shows to talk about in a month or so, it's kind of weird for me to do right now. So we're doing a bunch of one-offs right now. Next up on my agenda, I'm doing the Katie Clean Season 2 predictions, as well as I'm doing, ironically, another DC show. I'm reviewing Swamp Thing, the whole series, next week. So if you're curious about to hear me talk about other superhero stuff, check out that one. And yeah, besides that, if you only are interested in Stargirl, we post episode reviews each and every Friday after a brand new episode comes on Monday on DC Universe, the app, and also on Tuesdays on the CW at night. So you got multiple days to watch this, so you got no real excuse unless you don't like the show or you don't like me. Either or, I'll take whatever. So I'll see you guys. So for that, that'll be next week for the next episode review. But however, if you I lost my train of thought. So please subscribe to ActionX on YouTube for more What's on the Tube. Like, favorite, share if you want to, but it does help us out. Ring the bell for notifications when we have a new episode live. And also, I'm out of it today. The heat's starting to get to me. Follow us on social media and to keep you up to date. And I'll see you, Stargazers, next week. Peace out.